700 live.
But you don't know this. But you don't know this virus. It's new, it's different. It mutates and goes in different directions with a different strain of itself. So whether I'm present or absent, the Executive Council of the Nation of Islam must call our scientists. Come and let's sit down. Yes, sir. Our virologists, our epidemiologists, those of us who know the science. We cannot let them bring anything to us that we don't dissect.
We cannot let them bring anything to us that we are not willing to dissect.
Don't dissect.
Chills every time I hear that.
And tonight we're going to be doing some dissecting.
Definitely dissecting today.
We ain't taking what they're advocating, but we're dissecting.
Welcome. You all know who we are, or you might not know who we are. You might be joining us for the first time. Everybody still has a job right now, and that's to reach out and let somebody know that the 7th Region Coalition is on right now, live. Of course, we got a powerful show for you tonight, family. Information, inspiration, life-saving information, all because we love you. Don't mind me. I just got to take a moment. First, let me applaud the unseen. Y'all hear the 7th Region Coalition. There's an unseen army of researchers, an unseen army of supporters, an unseen army of doers of this mighty work who belong to the 7th Region Coalition. And we love you all. And we thank you for all that you do. And you've been on it, and we're on it, right? And now I got to give some props, the people who you see before you right now, right? Let me tell you something about these beautiful people, right? And I'm including me, and I can call myself beautiful too, can I?
Absolutely. You sure can. Right? You sure can. You're absolutely beautiful, Brother Lau.
About these beautiful people, just before we bring on to you, the hostess with the mostest, let me tell you about these beautiful people. They serve, give, and love unconditionally.
That's right.
So that our children and our families and our communities can be as healthy as possible.
That's right.
Now that's love. Don't mind me get spiritual just for a quick minute. The scripture that talks about what greater love can a brother or sister have than to lay one's life on the line.
My God.
These are soldiers. These are straight up soldiers. And you probably want to know who these soldiers are, right? Real quick. So we might as well go on and introduce you to some of these soldiers, right? One of them you can see right there, our beloved sister Khalila Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, dear man.
Wa alaikum salam. Listen.
I'm trying to point this way.
You're right.
Nope.
Thank
there
you.
There it is.
In the most holy name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, always bearing witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet my family in the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. I want to first start off by saying, from the sound of my voice, I know we don't have a lot of people on right now at this moment. Thank you, Sissy Zebe. A lot of people on this moment. Only a reflection on you, Sissy Zebe. You see, I don't stop. And I want to let everybody know. You need to share. You need to stop what you're doing right now. You need to share. And once you have shared, acknowledge in the comments that you have shared. I'm repeating.
Go ahead.
For those of you who are listening at the sound of my voice, I need you to share. And once you share it to multiple people,
come on,
I need you to acknowledge in the comments that you have shared it.
Says Kalila, what greater love does a brother or sister have than to share to their brother or sister? Y'all get busy.
That is correct. And you know, the beautiful thing about this, you know, when you were actually explaining, you know, about the hard work and the dedication, when you are helping and healing and providing life-saving teachings and you know, because we're problem solvers. We don't just talk about the problem. We also try to solve the solution. So it actually makes my job very easy, because if you have love for something that you do, it doesn't even matter how many times you do it. It makes it easy. And you know, my brother, you know, our Western regional brother, brother Abdul Malik, he always talk about that sins, savings, and loans.
Right.
So I'm constantly paying off my sins, savings, and loans because I want to be in that number.
Go ahead.
When the saints go marching in, even if I'm in the very back, long as I'm in the line. And if that takes me dedicating my time to save just a half of one person, then I'll take that charge. And I want to just give you all the opportunity to, again, like, if you want, and also share this information, because we have a lot of information. And I know that you all have actually looked at the actual topic, solutions. We have a lot of solutions for you today. Not just, you know, information. We have a lot of solutions. So please stay tuned. All right. And I'm going to pass it over to my dear brother who, look, he's not just local, he international. International.
It's hilarious.
My dear brother Tony. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Peace and blessings, family. In the name of the one God who's known by many names. Some know him as Jah, others know him as Jehovah, others know him as Dios, some know him as Bon Dieu. Some parts of the world, they know him as Alobdumare. Whatever name you call the Supreme Being.
That's right.
Call on his name. Invoke his name. And make him first in your life.
Good instruction.
We as Muslims, we refer to him as Allah. I bear witness to his oneness. I bear witness that Muhammad is messenger and servant. We greet our people by many names, by different phrases, if you will. We may say peace. We may say shalom. We can say buenas tardes, buenas noches, que voila, sak pase. Whatever way you greet one another, greet each other righteously. We greet one another in peace as members of the Nation of Islam. We say assalamu alaikum. And that, of course, means peace be unto you. It's a pleasure and an honor to serve in this capacity here, to serve for the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives, which was founded by our student regional minister, Student Minister Patrick Muhammad, under the divine instructions of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to help do something to save our people's lives in this hour. Why? Because we love them, we care about them, and we want what's best for them. And we're just, what we're doing right now, we're just following instructions and doing what we can to get us safely on the other side of this pandemic. and make us a better and greater people. So with that, those are my words, Brother Lyle and Sister Khalil.
Some beautiful words, Brother Tony, and a beautiful
And I just
heart.
want to acknowledge the room.
Come on.
You see that we don't have, our fourth wing. She's putting on her, her cape. She, how
Y'all
you
don't
had,
know? Wonder Woman, Superwoman,
yeah.
all of that.
Right
All of
now,
that.
she's she's doing her duties for her family, but then she's in the process of putting on her cape right now. So
That's
stay
that love we
tuned for
talked
Sister
about.
Michelle. She's on the way.
See that love? Y'all better give Sister Michelle some love right now after
That's
all
right.
of that. Right? Because y'all don't know. Y'all don't know how much we go through because of you. We won't.
No idea.
Sometimes some of us are
But
traveling.
even before we go there, you I ain't gonna call you silly rabbit so early on, but
No,
but
Brother
we'll
Lyle,
talk, right? Yes, sir, Brother Tony.
sometimes some of us are traveling, but we make time to be on these platforms.
That's
You
right.
know, sometimes we may
love.
be going through difficulty, but we put that difficulty to the side so we could be here.
That's
And
right.
we could do what we can to convey the information, relay the information to our people that they desperately need in this hour.
Because we
right.
love you. So
Because
family,
we love you.
I'll give a quick intro of this brother right here, and I'll give a quick intro of this wonderful 7th Region Coalition, but I must warn you right now. You will kick yourself, punch yourself. You might even find a way to drop kick and elbow yourself if you listen to this show and you didn't invite anybody on it. Because let me tell you something, family. Right? It's getting hot in here. What? And let me tell you something, family. If you are a lover of anyone, you should at least reach out. So my name is Brother Lyle Muhammad, and I always like to say Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Praise the Lord to my Christian brothers and sisters, and Umgao Black Power to my Black revolutionaries, and to all my freedom and peace-loving people across the planet. Peace and blessings unto you all. And I want to welcome you to a life-saving opportunity and time right now. And don't mind, family, we like to have fun with it too. So if you see us tripping up here, it's not because we crazy, it's because we crazy. I know somebody missed that, but
We crazy in love with you.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's that kind of crazy.
No, it's another kind of crazy we is too, Brother Tony.
Yeah.
But we'll let the facts bear those out. But the 7th Region Coalition, if you just think about family, think about the value of a lighthouse to a ship coming across treacherous waters with some of God's most valuable people on it. And yes, I'm talking about you. And if you don't see yourself that way, that's a you problem, not a me problem. So let's get a C problem, right? And that ship needs to be properly guided, because not only are there sharks and vipers in the water, there's sharks and vipers on the ship. And it's treacherous. But where can we be guided with proper light? To success. And so when you think of us, family, think about that lighthouse, that good, pure light that will not guide that ship in any other direction but the direction we need to be going in. So I'm excited to be on. And again, we're shouting out our dear family. Family, we told you. Now, look, some of y'all are being hard-headed. You ain't liked, you ain't shared, you ain't done. Look, I'm telling you, it's about to get like that. And particularly, look, I know some of you all, you have brothers and sisters and uncles and aunts and sisters and brothers and cousins and friends who are all vaccinated, and y'all might have had a little falling out or whatever. But look, we have some valuable information for every single vaccinated person on this planet. So invite them on, and we always got something for everybody else too. But I just wanted to say those things. And Sister Kalila, I know we have a powerful show tonight. So I don't want to be in the way of what's about to go down. I just want to be a part of it.
That's an understatement, Brother Lau. That is really an understatement. And without further ado, let's go to topic 1.
Took the vaccine. How can I get it out of my system? Brothers and sisters, some of you may have heard that we asked for a special all call because we wanted to have a conversation with our vaccinated brothers and sisters. And we first be reminded it wasn't God that divided us into castes and systems of the vaccinated or the unvaccinated.
Right.
Let's be real honest. It really wasn't even us
No.
that did that. But one of the things that we've been finding out is that a lot of our brothers and sisters who are vaccinated, they want information on, okay, I'm vaccinated. So what do I do next? What should I be continuing to do? Or what should I be out on the lookout for? And I'm telling you, we put some powerful information together for you. And you really need to begin to digest it, because there's some divine instructions coming in. I don't hear Fauci giving you instructions on what to do next. I don't hear Biden giving you instructions on what to do next. All I hear they're guiding you up to the vaccine and not saying, well, what should you be doing after? And there's some things we need to talk about, particularly since there's boosters on the way. But I'm going to pause before I get into some more specifics, because, just to open up this round on how important this topic is, I want to hear from Sister Kalila and Brother Tony, and then we'll get down to some very, very important information for our vaccinated brothers and sisters.
No, I didn't.
What happened?
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. No, we're good.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Everybody else can too.
We can hear you, Sister Kalila.
We can hear you, Sister Kalila. Uh-oh, did we lose our sister? Now
man.
you're on mute now. Experiencing technical difficulty, brothers and sisters. Please stay with us. How about now, Sister Kalila? You good?
Can you hear me now?
Loud
we can hear
and clear.
you.
We're good.
We've been hearing you.
I can't hear y'all.
Well,
We're
good.
here.
It's so weird.
Look,
And look at the audience. They all saying, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Okay. That is so weird. Why I can't hear y'all? Hold on. That is so
let's wait for our sister.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get that on. Can you hear us?
Can
now?
y'all hear me now?
We can hear
loud
you.
and clear.
We've been hearing you.
Ew. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear y'all.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? I feel like the Verizon man.
Hey, look, y'all better be getting them brothers and sisters on while we're getting this worked out too, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
If you can hear
Or
me,
you can
pass
hear us
the mic.
That way. There you go. Right.
Can you hear us?
No.
So let me just go ahead and start sharing some information. How about that?
Please.
Okay. To our vaccinated brothers and sisters. Sister Kalila, she probably cannot hear us, but
I can hear you now.
Oh, that's what it was.
Right.
Oh, see, I know what it was.
You're going in and out.
We've been saying, Brother Tony, she was stalling until Sister Michelle came out.
And look.
You're right, Sister
What's
Kalila.
Wait a minute. I want to point out something. What a sister soldier this is. Look where she is. She's in her car. She made the broadcast in the car. There she is.
Walaikum salam, Superwoman, Wonder Woman.
Come on.
Super MGT, mighty sister Michelle Muhammad, the hostess with the mostest. Y'all give us some more love now. Come on now. That's
so hilarious.
Michelle, I was in the matrix real quick, but it was the hearing thing. I couldn't hear. But listen, back to what you were saying. Okay, you were about to say, Brother Tony.
No. You say Sister Kalila. Go ahead.
Okay, now important about the vaccinations and if you took them, it's mercy. Okay, right now we're dealing with mercy. You made the mistake. It was premeditated. It's okay. You had to take it for the livelihood of your family, allegedly. You had to take it for the livelihood of, you know, you needed your job, and this was the only option, right? Guess what? The Seventh Region Coalition has solutions. And with these solutions, we're going to cover down on them. But the thing is, the beautiful and wonderful thing about Allah, He gives us mercy. And we're going to top those off with the mercy and the research that we have actually found out that works and will detoxify the body after you have received the COVID vaccination. Go ahead, brother.
So well said, Sister Kalila. And while Brother Tony go ahead and speak, can you get prepared to pull up the article on I've been vaccinated, what's next? Brother Tony, go ahead.
Brother Lyle, the main thing I'm going to say is, as I meet people that have taken it and they're in a condition of depression, because they've been coming up to me like, man, I knew I shouldn't take that shot. Mm-hmm. And CNN ain't going to be telling you this. A lot of the major networks ain't going to be telling you this, but a lot of us are coming down with symptoms. Some of us high blood pressure, especially after the Johnson & Johnson, blood clots, internal bleeding, that's real. And so the number one thing that we have to bear in mind that we must do is come out of the mental state that we're in called depression. It's time to recenter our life back to God in the path that He wants to take us in. And the best thing that we could do right now is listen to guidance and work ourselves back to health. If we're experiencing symptoms, even if we're not experiencing symptoms, if we're experiencing shame, get out of that shame, because you're making yourself sick just thinking that way. Right now, the best thing that we can do, pray, center our mind on God, heed to good advice. And you're going to be getting it on this program right here.
I want Sister Michelle to go ahead and weigh in and say some peace and blessings too. And I want to remind the brothers too. I know some of y'all look who are listening to, you happy you took the vaccine. We want you to listen too, because you also need to know. No, let's keep it 100.
It's true.
Right.
But I'll take it again. I'll take 10 boosters. Well, you listen 10 times harder then, because there's information.
And you're still going to be catching cold.
About what you need to be doing after you've taken the vaccine that they're not giving you, that we're about to give you momentarily. But Sister Michelle, Superwoman, assalamu alaikum, man.
Wa alaikum salam, and greetings to the audience and to the 7th Region Coalition foot team on the ground. So glad that you're with us. Again, I know I'm just coming in, but you know what I say: like and share, please, like and share, and subscribe on our 7th Region Coalition YouTube channel. Now, I'll jump in. Now, you know, I think, at least from my side, and I've had discussions about this, solution-based is what we're all about. And when it comes down to individuals that have taken the inoculation, the vaccine inoculation, you have to understand what your conditions were when you took it. Let's say you're fine, great. It may not affect you right away.
That's right.
But if you have underlying comorbidities, it will affect you, because you don't understand what the synthetic mRNA that they've injected into you, what it's going to do. We're saying it changes your DNA, but how, right? So when we talk about detoxing, it's because what your body is being told to do is different than how it's normally functioning. That's when we talk about change, that's change. So when we're telling you at this point, if you've taken it, you've got to do things just to help your body to fight what's coming. So you may have had cancer, or maybe you didn't. Now, all of a sudden, you know, a few months later, you may be getting, you know, some symptoms, right? But the best way to try to help, because you can't get it out of your system, at least I haven't heard, right? But what you can do is start to take care of your body. You got to exercise. You got to make sure you're up on your vitamins. You got to know certain things about your body. You got to make sure you're detoxing. If you're not exercising, start exercising. These are the things that if you've already taken it, That's going to be your best defense. Getting your body, your immune system up and getting it active so that it can fight what's coming. Because again, you may not feel it right now. It may be 3 months, 6 months down the line, that may not be your scenario. I pray it's not. But if you're taking it, then you've got to think about those things. And I'll leave it right there because I know we're still on topic 1. But that, to me, if it's in your system, start understanding what your body is going to need to get it healthy. If you're not healthy, get healthy. If you're healthy, figure out what you need to do to detox your body so that it doesn't affect or create diseases that you've never had before.
Right.
Boom, bada boom.
Beautifully said.
And so, family, you know, and just gonna, before we close out this conversation with our vaccinated brothers and sisters, if you're vaccinated, you should be falling into one of those 11 or 12 categories that we just named. And so if the category doesn't fit you, don't close your mind. Trust me, there are many brothers and sisters that have gotten the vaccine who are suffering mental trauma because they want to reverse their decision. If it's not you, have some empathy and sympathy for our brothers and sisters in that condition. There are other brothers and sisters, if not you, who have serious side effects and they feel so shamed and they feel so embarrassed that they're just suffering silently on their own. If that's not you, have some sympathy. And then, of course, you have brothers and sisters who, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. They got the vaccine and they're happy and they know it. But we warn you, you are not out of the woods yet. Came across a beautiful article that gave some guidance and instructions to people in what you should be doing after you're vaccinated. Now, even your doctors didn't tell you what to do next. And in these strategies that you do, even you got it, so what? It doesn't mean, okay, I got it now, good, I can just live a crazy life, family. That's not what it means. It means that if you really want to be healthy and well, there's certain things that you have to do. And Sister Michelle, you might as well have been reading from the article, because guess what strategy number 1 was?
Come on.
Detoxify.
Right.
Detoxify. Family, you know, you remind me of somebody that, you know, you some of y'all out there, I got to get a little silly rabbit in here real quick.
Oh boy.
You remind me of the people, right, who can die from heartburn and indigestion, but you eat a barbecue pork burger and then you just take some Tums.
Oh,
right? You remind me of them people, right?
Yeah.
That talk about you want to lose weight, right? But you take pills to try to make the food disappear instead of making the food disappear. Come on, family, right? Just because you took the vaccine, it doesn't mean you are finished with your process.
That's right.
So number 1 on the list is detoxify. And the step number 1 to do that, clean up your diet.
That's right.
Clean up your diet. Let's roll up this list real quick if we could. Because we want these brothers and sisters to have these instructions. Matter of fact, I think I can pull it up too. Just so it's in front of me.
Look, I done lost it. Look,
don't worry about it.
Right. I wanted to see. Hold on. Let me see if I can try to pull it up again. Hold on.
Okay.
Right. Oh, I want to see this.
While you pulling it up again, I need to remind you what the research also found is that, of course, some of you got the vaccine, you jumped up, no side effects, I'm feeling fine. What they were finding is that an overwhelming majority of individuals were becoming more susceptible 5 and 10 years down in their life to autoimmune diseases and to diabetes. And so keep that in mind. So let's just roll this list out. Look, start a regimen of detox supplementation. Consult a health person in your life so that it's a regular part of your regimen. What if there's some poison in your system right now that's interacting with your system and your system doesn't know to alert you that that's what's going on?
Right.
Wow.
That will help, right? Step number 3, think positive.
Think positive.
Look, family,
There you
We
go,
don't need
brother.
to beat ourselves up. You know, look, you don't need to beat yourself so bad that you fall into a chronic depression
Come on.
because of a decision that you can't reverse. Hell, some of us have done that in relationships before, right?
My God,
So, look,
stop talking about me.
you know how to deal with that, peoples, right? So think positive, right? And
Right.
then look, strategy number 2, support your natural detox mechanisms,
Look at that.
right?
Mm.
Now, here's the
Hit
other
me in
point that
that
they're not
liver.
going to tell you, right? Now, your doctors didn't tell you all any of this. Do a liver cleanse.
Mhm.
Our liver collects more poison than any other organ in our body. It's designed to collect that poison, right? So if you do a liver cleanse, you're also cleansing yourself of that poison, right?
That's right.
Increase your water intake. Yeah, I know
Come
some of
on.
y'all getting mad right now. My doctor didn't tell me that. He said, thank you for being patriotic and getting the 2 shots or the 1 shot. Well, I'm just saying, right? There it is right there, Sister Michelle. Increase your water intake, family. It's a natural flushing and cleansing agent. Now, we're going to post this article because we think you should know some things about it, right? Now, here's what I did not know for the vaccinated folks, right? It says avoid caffeine like the plague.
Wow.
Now,
Why are you
Listen.
detoxing?
I'm
Come
just being
on.
fair with you, family.
Okay,
That.
Yeah,
Is
that's,
this
that's a
why
rough
I'm
one.
detoxing?
That's a rough one for me.
That's rough for me, Brother Lau.
That's rough.
But you're not vaccinated, so that's not an issue for you.
Okay,
Right? You're not vaccinated, so this is for
You
our
know,
vaccinated brothers and
I
sisters,
drink
right?
coffee,
Right.
not
Cool,
the
right?
sodas, but
So now think about this, family. Why would this be a part of this research? Now, I want you all to know, I need you to be clear about what we're sharing with you right here. This didn't just come out with the COVID-19 vaccine. This is research from those of you who are little children and got the mumps,
chicken pop,
chicken
MMR.
pox, MMR, right?
All those vaccines.
Right.
Yeah.
This research is from then up until now. So obviously, there's something about caffeine. You do your own research on that in this vaccine. So you didn't know that, right? Your doctor didn't tell you that. And then, family, remember, boost your immune and nervous systems directly. And I'm going to shut down after this. Why both? Family, the report showed that when persons who did not have early onset adverse reactions, but had them later on, 3, 5, and 10 years down the road, it was the immune system and the nervous system where it was showing up. So if a vaccine is going to do some damage to you, it is those 2 main things that will be attacked first.
My God, Brother Lau.
We'll
You own
post
it.
this article for you. So
You own it. You
want you
are
to be on,
so
family.
own it, Brother Lau. And even with the nervous system, a lot of people don't understand how important the nervous system is to the body.
That's right.
If your nervous system breaks down, are you aware that you cannot even remotely even move certain parts of your body? And this is what's happening to some people who are getting the vaccination. They're actually in wheelchairs right now and can barely swallow. They can't even use the muscles that are in their throat and getting fed on a breathing tube because of the nervous system is being broken down. That's a very good point, Brother Lau.
And it talks about taking probiotics. It also talks about the use of coconut oil on a regular basis. And right, get this one, right? Here's another one for you, family. See a chiropractor. Now you might be saying, well, what does a chiropractor have to do with me taking the vaccine? It's that action that will allow your nervous system to function, repair, correct, and direct itself in a proper manner, family. Now, if your doctors didn't give you this after taking the vaccine, and we're supposedly having the best science that's being used at this, you need to ask yourself, why aren't you being given this basic information? But now I close with this. All of our vaccinated brothers and sisters, you cannot say from this point forward that we ain't show you no love. We
Come
love
on
you.
now. Come on
That
now.
was brother Lau.
I'm gonna say as an alternative, if I may say as an alternative, instead of seeing a chiropractor, go see an acupuncturist. Like we've had Dr. Love on the show. I've gone and seen Dr. Love on many occasions. He didn't crack my back. He did he performed some very natural procedures, not just putting needles in me, but other procedures as well that brought me to health. And so I encourage any of us that are going through any back ailments or anything as a result of experiencing a vaccine or anything unnatural like that, go see Dr. Love, and he'll also help you further detoxify. One more thing, dear family, I'm going to say this. I'm going to mention the polio vaccine back in the 1950s and 60s, when many of our people were getting those vaccines. Back then, it wasn't until 10 years later that many of us were experiencing cancer ailments, cancer-causing ailments. There is the polio vaccine was discovered later on that there was a contamination of SV40, which, as a result, many of us have been experiencing cancer in our later years as a result of it. Some of us in our early years. And so this is what I'm going to say, like, just because many of us are not experiencing ailments after immediately taking the shot within a year or two, that doesn't mean 10 or 15 years down the line, you may experience something as a result of these experimental inoculations.
Brother Tony, I want to jump in because I want to stress to the audience another point. Listen, the vaccination inoculation, the way it is being pumped out, right? It may seem like it's solving a problem, but it's not. The results is really about how to protect yourself if you've already done it. That's number one. And two, if you haven't done it, these are the things that you can also do to help protect yourself and build your immune system.
That's right.
The issues that I have is that that's the point. You don't know, it's not immediate, right? So there's a commentary or it's a thing we typically talk about, is that when you're trying to get somebody to do something, it doesn't always you're just gonna take them right off the bat. It's like that analogy of the frog in the water. You put the frog in the water, and if you turn up the heat real quick, he's gonna jump out the water. But if you leave the frog in the water and you steadily turn up the heat slowly, right? Does he know that he's dying until it overtakes him, right? So think
Silly
about
frog.
All right, Sister Kalila. It wasn't Silly Rabbit. It was Silly Frog.
It's
Silly frog.
Now it's a frog.
It's getting a little warm.
You gotta go through all the animals.
I wonder why am I sweating so much?
Exactly. It's like, I don't know why I'm so high.
I don't know. I'm just gonna stay right here, though.
Right, exactly.
I'm good.
Yeah, but Sister Michelle, that's
the language that we use. Here's the thing. Here's the reality. When we start feeling some ailments here and there, some aches and pains in our body, particularly men, what do we say? Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. And we don't do what we need to get checked out.
That is true. And it's so funny because I was just talking to Brother Lyle and Brother Tony before we got on here. I say, the vaccination is kind of like a toxic relationship. You don't know until other people start identifying what's going on. You're walking around and you don't have no nose, and you be like, your nose. You don't know that your nose gone. I can still breathe.
Right.
I can still breathe. Why are you hating? Why you hating?
Left ear is off. I can still hear. I can still hear.
I'm good.
Right. And it's like,
Well,
Other
You
people should not
talk about my ear again?
Right.
You know
Talk
what?
about my ear? Talk about my ear.
Before you
Since y'all
feel
want to be,
if that
you
makes
want to
sense.
be so comedic about it, you know, we might as well throw in Chris Rock here real quick because
Oh,
a lot
let's
of
do that.
vaccinated people go through this. No, a lot of
Oh my
vaccinated
God.
people, right?
Yeah.
You know, because you all know Chris Rock. First of all, you know, he came out and said, "Look, make sure you get the vaccine and do what you're supposed to
Right.
do." And then you all know that after he got the vaccine, he got COVID, right?
Right.
And then after he got COVID, he encouraged people to still get the vaccine. I'm just saying, family, right? And then hey, look, I'm done with it after this. Those of you that have the Pfizer, you should be visiting the Pfizer site every day. Those of you that got the Moderna, you should be visiting the Moderna site every day. Those of you that got the Johnson & Johnson, you should be on the corner. I mean, you should be visiting their website every day. Every day to be updated because you are being uploaded. You are the experiment. Look, if you're happy with it, I'm not getting into all that with you right now, right? Whether you're happy or you're sad, you know, get it together. Let's go. You got to do your own research now because it's in your system.
Come on.
And I quote, he says, "Hey guys, just found out that I got COVID. Trust
quote unquote."
Unreal.
No.
She froze.
She froze on us.
She froze.
I thought she was doing the Chris Rock imitation.
He was, because he sure enough came
He
on.
sure froze up.
Stuck in a
you
matrix.
know he does. He had the double
Yes,
dose.
no,
I'm
she's
going
back.
straight to the
You back?
Like,
You back?
She's back.
vaccination. I'm going to get the Johnson, you know, as he said on the Jimmy Fallon show. And so now he has gotten, you know, COVID.
And we lost her.
Oh, mhm. I tell you, we're gonna lose a few more people if we don't pay attention to the information and inspiration that's being shared. So that's the love we wanted to share with our vaccinated brothers and sisters. You are not out of the woods yet. You are not at the end of your personal care. And for those of you who are getting ready to go ahead and get the booster anyway, I suggest you do a bit more research. And for those of you furthermore who are even thinking about vaccinating your children and you're still in the experimental laboratory, you might want to think again. Do your research, but take care of yourself, family.
Yeah, I mean, for the simple fact, is Sister Clear back? Oh, she's back.
No,
She's back. She's back.
I don't know what's going on.
She got swallowed by the Matrix.
I did.
No, that was Chris Rock. He didn't appreciate what you were saying.
That
He pulled the plug.
slapped me off. He slapped me off of
Get her
here.
out of there.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Sister Clear.
But no, it was this, you know, it's sad that you are actually promoting something that was supposed to be fighting what you already have,
Right.
It didn't work.
already experienced, and then promoting to get the vaccination. It just seems a little crazy and very irresponsible to tell people, hey, I got vaccinated.
Right.
I got COVID, but you still need to get vaccinated because you don't want what I have. So apparently whatever you got is there, it's hurting
I
you.
don't want that kind of stupidity on any day.
But
And
you know
Sister
what?
Michelle, just before you speak, because I'm coming directly to you, because I don't want people to forget there is a jewel on our Facebook page. We dedicated one of our entire Thursday evenings. We gave our beloved Sister Michelle the platform. Look, family, I don't know who you think you're dealing with. Sister Michelle actually took her son through detox from vaccine damage. She did that, and she's a resource for you, family.
Exactly.
I just had to say that, family. I don't remember what Thursday night it was, but you go back and you find it, and you listen to that.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sister Michelle.
No, I was just gonna say absolutely, but I was gonna say, you know, the reason why these celebrities are now coming out like that, and I won't name the celebrity, but as you know, there's a celebrity right now that because she just mentioned that she wanted more information, she's trying to make sure she's making the best decision for her and her family. They are literally ripping her apart, piece by piece, just because she said, hey, I just want a little bit more information. Let me make the decision. And of course, they're attacking her from left to right. Now, I just want to say this, and we can move on to the next topic. The simple fact that vaccinations are it's a personal choice if you want to take them. Right? If you have children, you have an option to opt out. You don't have to force them to take it.
Right.
Just like anybody else, that celebrity has a right to make that decision. Why? Because she knows. Because I believe she's not stupid. She got some degrees on her, right? From their institutions, right? But she's not a silly girl, a silly woman, right? She's educated enough to know before I stick something in my body. Now, regardless of what this celebrity has already done to her body, that's her choice, right? It's her choice. So if she makes a decision, hey, that may not be what I want in my body, just like everybody else, she has a choice, because the point is you don't know what it's going to do. And now we're talking about so many people that are having to deal with this situation in their bodies. They got to figure out what the heck to do, because you can't get it out. But the only thing you can do is help prepare the body to fight what's it's coming against.
And you know the beautiful thing about that, Sister Michelle, that you mentioned, it's really not about her.
Right.
Let's be clear and very transparent here. It's not about her, it's her influence.
That's it.
Over
exactly
who is following her. So they're not mad at her. They're mad at what she's saying to people that listen to her.
Talk. Y'all saw what they did to Bill Belichick.
It's kind of like
Bill Belichick.
Brother Lyle, it's kind of like that slave on the plantation is talking about, there's that star right over there. I heard that if you follow it, you'll become free. What's he talking about?
Some star.
They really all are so on it, because every major voice, let's just be honest, family, every major voice that has decided to either not take the vaccine or to ask for more information or to give proper information, they've been sanctioned.
That's right.
You all know that the NFL has policies out right now, of course, where vaccinated players, they get certain privileges over unvaccinated players. And Bill Belichick, in a live interview, actually let it out the bag that they were having more COVID cases with vaccinated players than what they were doing with unvaccinated. So much so now that in the NFL protocol, when you hear about your favorite players that y'all been watching in these stadium filled with these people with no mask, don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Oh my God.
Them, your favorite people, right? Everybody thinking everything's cool because they're vaccinated. But question,
come on,
why are now they're not even letting you know? There's so many vaccinated people who are getting COVID. They're just saying they're on the protocol list, COVID protocol list. Before they were trying to make it a point, and they did not receive the vaccine. So my last thing to my vaccinated brothers and sisters, stop hating on brothers and sisters who use their mind.
Right.
See, we vaccines become the new Willie Lynch. So let's come together, dear family, and we're giving you some guidance, and we pray that you take it. And most importantly, just know the Seven Region Coalition, vaccinated or unvaccinated, silly rabbit or no silly rabbit, we still love you.
That's no problem.
That's right.
Topic two.
Big one. Knowing your levels. Huge.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Why? Let's talk about the why.
Wow.
Listen, we all kind of know this, but if you don't know what your levels are, when I say levels, your vitamin D levels, because you can get that check, family, right?
Right.
You can actually see your vitamin D levels in your body, right? And then it's other things. You want to see, what's going on with the red blood cells, right? If you're diabetic, you want to know what your sugar levels are, right? There's so many different levels that they can check in your body to see what you may be open to.
Right.
Because things like the vitamin D level is important, right? Because you could be taking vitamin D, but if you're not taking enough, right, then it does you no good. Right. So you need to go. Let's talk about it. But my recommendation is, if you don't know your levels, if you haven't gone to the doctor and you hadn't had a physical and you haven't had these things checked in your body, that's number one. Go to the doctor
right now.
Your levels checked. Because if you don't, and you're taking stuff all over the place, it may not be helping you any. And that will make you susceptible to anything, not just COVID, anything.
That's right.
So you know what I mean? I'm not just talking about the flu, COVID-19. Sometimes if your immune system is down and certain diseases develop in your body can't fight it.
Catch anything.
Sister Michelle,
it really can't. So yes,
you remind me of two critical things, Sister Michelle, as I'm listening to you. And one of those critical things is when you talk about knowing your levels like that. Can you imagine not knowing your name?
Whoa.
Can you imagine not knowing where you live?
Come on.
So we can think of amnesia in that way. What do we look like having amnesia to what's going on inside of us?
Right.
And we've been talking about the research and the role that vitamin D plays in a preventive measure against COVID-19. And every research case you go out there and find, after people have died, every report I've seen, well over in the 90 percentiles, those individuals had insufficient vitamin D levels.
Yes, sir.
And so, this is life-saving information, family, and you have to know what's going on inside of you. You have to. That should be a part of your duty and responsibility.
Okay, speaking of duty and responsibility, I got a quiz. We got a quiz. Okay, here's the quiz. And this quiz,
come on,
those of you who actually tell us every single one of the quote unquote standard high blood pressure. What's your pressure? What's your vitamin D level should be? As far as being anemic, what should that level be as far as your iron deficiency? And what is another one, Sister Michelle? Because we got to get 4.
You said blood pressure. You said
blood pressure,
sugar
vitamin
level,
D level,
vitamin D level,
sugar levels, vitamin D levels. Actually, what you should also too, and I know this is more for women, but you should check your hormonal levels, men and women.
That is true. That is very true.
Because if your hormones are out of whack, it can cause different things in the body. So you should absolutely check where where your hormonal levels are, especially for women, but men too, because all of these things can remember your thyroids here is what that right there in men and women can suggest what's being released in the body, and if not enough is being released,
they're coming in there.
They're
coming in there. Wow. Why they coming up with them answers, Sister Kalila?
I know.
They got some stethoscope out. They're going to get it. But look, you did it again, Sister Michelle, real quick, though. You reminded me of how many people in our family we think they die all of a sudden.
Right.
And then we come to find out they had this going on and this going on. So check your levels. And now, Sister Kalila, some of y'all got the stethoscope out. Some of y'all actually taking your blood pressure right now.
So it's 4, right? So your blood pressure, your iron deficiencies.
That's another one.
Your vitamin D deficiencies, and your you said
your sugar. Did we say sugar?
We did sugar. Okay, sugar. Those 4. I need you all to put them in the comments. All 4 of those. And our dear brother Abdul Qiyam, has actually said that he will give you a prize, and it's the book. All I know is 2.0.
That's right.
Teachings 2.0.
Yes, the Teachings 2.0.
Now I gotta tell y'all something about that.
Book 2.
Right? Book 1 and book 2. Look, they're both in my library, family. And I look, can I be real with y'all? Sometimes, we got to be like a gunslinger with this knowledge,
Right.
And whenever it's going on, like, wow, 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 boom, book 1, Teachers 2.0, right? Powerful quotes on almost any topic you can think of, and to the point, from the most divine man on the planet. That can be yours.
That's right.
Wow.
So I see you, Sister Maya. You almost there. I need some more. So, okay, we coming.
All right. Oh, there you go, Maya. But listen, so I just want to interject. So I just want to make this comment.
Yes.
We learned that anything under 30 is now considered. This is the new levels for vitamin D. So check this out. The new levels for vitamin D is if it's under 30, that's now considered that you don't have enough vitamin D in your body.
Okay.
So 30 and up seems to be a good number. So check that out with your doctors. But that's what I'm understanding, is that anything under 30, that means that you're okay, but you're not great, which means that you're not really at the new levels that they're suggesting.
Right.
So when you go to your doctor, you should be anywhere 30 and above. 30 and above.
Great.
No.
Well, it seemed like we got a winner. I think we got Sister Maya as the winner. She came through.
Maya.
Y'all give us some 7 Region Coalition love.
So, Sister Maya, what I need you to do is send me your address to 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. And that's 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com.
And while you're doing that, Sister Kim and Sister Sonia, y'all give us a heads up and let us know that you received those books last week. All right. We want to make sure that we keep on. Look, the 7th Region Coalition is a coalition that just keep on giving.
Look, Sister Kim, I don't want your high blood pressure, not 140. Please don't give me that. Sister Kim, bring it on down to about 120 over 80. So praises be to Allah. Congratulations, Sister Maya. You have received your books, book 1 and 2, Teachings 2.0. Please send me that information at 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com, and that's 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com.
Know your level.
Know your level.
Listen.
All right.
So we're going on to the next topic.
Yes.
All right.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf, and who's in love with the sly fox? Can I take people back down memory lane real quick?
Yeah.
Since we got a bunch of grown folks on here. You bunch of grown folks on here. You remember you had to deal with a big bad wolf? And a bunch of grown folks on here. You remember you had to deal with one of them sly foxes?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we dealing with them every day right now. Around the clock. Because concerning this pandemic, concerning these vaccinations, there are some bad wolves and some sly foxes out there right now.
Right now. Who want to tackle this one?
Whoa.
Sorry. Go ahead.
If it's ready, we can start with that sly fox if it's ready now. The one that you just got ready to play. You don't even got to show it, because as long as we can hear it.
Right? Right. Well, it is ready. It is ready.
I'll tell you what. This one, this will fall in the sly fox category, right? Now, family, if we step on your toes or we throw a couple elbows, it don't mean we don't love you, right? So you all know that ivermectin,
right,
after being promoted,
right,
after having overwhelming positive results and
Right.
effects on thousands upon thousands of patients, not just in the United States of America, but across the globe, that it came under attack from the vaccine proponents.
Of
And
course.
some of our doctors have fallen prey and have come out against ivermectin without even checking their research. And we got to watch that. There's an interview that took place. A good friend, our beloved sister, Dr. Holder, but we got to keep it 100, family. If you got a life-saving therapeutic remedy out there that's saving Black folks' lives,
Come on.
we can't afford to stand in the way of that.
No.
Nope.
And
no,
so
sir.
let's listen to part of this interview that was done on National Public Radio, and you're going to hear two things. Number one, you're going to hear about, they keep on talking about these breakthrough cases, but when's a breakthrough case not going to be a breakthrough case when you got more people who are so-called vaccinated getting contaminated than people who are not vaccinated? And then you're going to hear her really say some very harsh things against ivermectin as well, too. Sly Fox.
All right.
Let's see. Did it cue me up? Did it cue me up?
So you all are getting the point, right? Sly Fox, there's a lot of people doing some slick things that you don't even know is being done, and it's being done to us. And you know about the big bad wolf trying to huff and puff and blow your house down, trying to scare you into things. Got to be more careful, family.
Fox would be smiling at you.
Dr. Holder, welcome back to WLRN. Thanks again for your time today.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me again.
Always wonderful to speak with you for any purpose. Wish it was perhaps something better than COVID and the pandemic, but here we are, 18 months and counting, continuing on. We've got several questions from our audience. We've been asking them via social media, so we're going to hop right to it. Jill in Delray Beach wrote us that she is fully vaccinated but contracted the virus in July and had mild symptoms. She tested positive in 2 rapid tests and 2 PCR tests the following week. She says her primary doctor, who did not examine her, told her she will test positive for about 12 to 14 weeks.
Wow.
So she wants to know when she could get a negative test and when she could get a booster shot.
The negative test, what we've found with this Delta variant is that the viral particles last longer and they're present longer. We're not sure how much longer the infectious period may be, but we do see it longer. So people are testing longer, and depending on how sick, we say even stay away and after a serious illness for several weeks. So within a month, most people will show negative. Before you would see at least a week or two, but if not, the key thing is that even though you're positive, you're not infectious. So that's the good news.
How long is one contagious?
Wait. Can we pause that, Sis Kalila?
After the first.
Pause that.
Yes.
Sly Fox. Did you all hear that last statement?
Oh my God.
Even though you're infected, you're not contagious. Did somebody else hear that, or was it just me?
Yeah.
I heard that. Really, how was that possible? But okay.
Yeah. And then and I ain't never heard of a virus that's not contagious.
Hello.
So if you all want to go back, we don't have to go into it right now. You all go and listen to that interview. Just go to WLRN and pull up, Dr. Holder. You got that particular piece right there, dear family. And again, everything that we've shown you with ivermectin has proven that it is successfully being used. So why are doctors coming out and slamming it? There's only one reason.
Come on.
To promote the vaccine.
Of course. That's exactly right, Brother Lau. Again, anybody that says anything that they don't like, meaning instead of go ahead and go take it, that's the reason why this type of stuff happens. But anyway.
I tell you.
Did you want me to continue, Brother Lau? Or
I'm looking at it. Looked like it went all the way back to the beginning. So
let me see.
After the first day,
it didn't.
Okay.
What we're seeing, it can be 12 to 14 days later. Depending on how sick you were, if you're in the ICU, we sometimes request that you expect to be stay in isolation, because the data is, it's not clear enough to say absolutely everyone. But we're saying going up to 20, 30 days.
Wow.
But if you just had mild disease, within 14 days, we are able to go back out.
Now we don't know. Sorry,
not
go
be
ahead.
afraid.
Okay.
And not be afraid that you're going to infect others.
Yeah. Jill, she also asked about a booster shot. We don't know how old Jill is, but we've been waiting, expecting some kind of announcement out of the FDA or the CDC regarding booster shots. The White House certainly has been pushing hard for a booster shot announcement. What can you share with us today?
Yeah, the White House came out before the FDA and CDC, which was September 23rd. They're going to
pause right there, Sister Kalila.
After an infection.
Did you all hear that? The White House came out before the CDC and the FDA.
That's right.
But the White House says that they're making their decisions based upon science.
Wow.
That supposedly come from the FDA and the CDC. Slide.
Confusion.
Well, we know who's in control based off of what that just was said.
Absolutely.
We used to stay up for 3 months, and that was a lot because of vaccine availability. Now we tell folks definitely after a month or so of your infection, you can start getting your booster vaccine.
Okay.
But definitely within 3 months, you can get a booster. The FDA, CDC have not approved the booster, but we anticipate it will happen by September 23rd, as the president said.
So that's the time frame if you've been infected. If you haven't been infected, are we still expecting 8 months after your second shot if you got the 2-dose regime?
Absolutely.
Okay.
8 months if you're well. If you're immunocompromised and transplant patients, they will, speaking with your doctor, after 6 months, many are getting the boosters.
John in Atlantis is joining us here with Dr. Cheryl Holder from FIU. John, you're on the radio. Go ahead. John, I think you're in your car there. Hopefully your seatbelt is on if you're about to drive.
Hold on to your seatbelt when you hear what she says about ivermectin.
Hi. So my question is really more about the fact that to get these answers from medical professionals, we don't know yet. We don't know enough. And in my case, I'm actually taking my 20-year-old, who is considered at this point a long hauler. She went through many medical procedures and near-death experience. And nonetheless, we're about to get her vaccinated. And I got to tell you, we're still nervous Nellies, considering that everyone's got a different approach and no one's really got that faith. Most of the people are about getting vaccinated because it's better protection. But, because of a myocarditis and the constant reply of we don't know is very discerning. And where would you go with that?
Yeah, John, I hear you. Dr. Holder, what can you share with John, 20-year-old daughter, long hauler with COVID, who's about to get her first vaccination?
Yeah, I'm sorry about your daughter and what has happened. And uncertainty in medicine, especially with a novel infection. I mean, no one in this world has ever seen this infection before. So we are slowly gathering information. And what science tried to avoid is giving preliminary data, and then it shows up to be wrong later. And that has happened before with this coronavirus. So we are hearing more people holding back and waiting till real definitive data say yes or no. But getting the vaccine post-infection is absolutely necessary to boost your immune system to be able to fight off another infection, whether it's another variant that shows up.
Can you pause right there, please?
Email Dr. Holder.
Let's do.
Just pause right there. We're almost through this thing, but we can't let that go by.
No.
Right.
She's encouraging individuals who already had COVID
Right.
to get a vaccine to boost their immune system. Does anyone in the chat
That
Anyone
makes
that know
no
Makes
who
no
sense.
sense.
the
You don't
most
take a vaccination
protected,
that's gonna boost your immune
No.
the most protected population right now from COVID-19 are brothers and sisters who've already had COVID-19.
Yeah, they seem like they Dr. Holder and Chris Rock seems like they're reading from the same script.
And
You're right.
if you take a look at the technology that they're using, many times with the technology and those so-called vaccines, what they're doing is they're making people asymptomatic.
Right.
But the best thing that you could do to it has nothing to do with the immune system. What we do to boost the immune system is by eating the right food, everything that we were talking about earlier, exercising, taking the right vitamins and the supplements that the body needs, not taking this inoculation.
And so we tell you that ivermectin is working and been found to be good, and then the system tells you it's bad, like
That's
this.
Right. Come on.
In August, she got the monoclonal antibodies. She had gotten 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine in January, but had a breakthrough case. Her main question is, can she get a flu shot after getting COVID?
Oh, absolutely. We are recommended flu vaccines, and there's no interaction with any of the other vaccines and the coronavirus vaccine, nor is there a problem with having the infection of coronavirus with COVID-19 and the flu vaccine. So get your flu vaccine, and you're also eligible for your booster within the next few months.
I'll ask a question from the Hudson household. My own mother asked me, can I get my flu vaccine and a booster at the same time?
The guidance hasn't come out as yet, but they're looking to do just that. They're even looking to combine it in one vaccine. So we know that would help decrease the amount of time between vaccines and more convenient for the community. So absolutely, that's where we're going. This is another example of not having the full guidance yet. So we're waiting on that.
Yeah. And that can be hard in normal times and awfully difficult during these pandemic times. Dr. Cheryl Holder is with us, FIU College of Medicine. Dr. Holder, we're going to be short on time here, but I'm going to get to as many questions as I can, including the question about livestock medicine, horse medicine, as a potential treatment for COVID-19. What do you think?
No. Now, like all these misinformation, it starts off with a little bit of fact. They have looked at that drug back in Australia, back in the early pandemic, to see does it work or not. And the data has not shown effectiveness. There was one small study that showed possibility, but it didn't pan out. So we're knowing the side effects are tremendous. The vaccine works. Get the vaccine. You will decrease your risk of severe and hospitalization.
Dr. Holder, a clear answer there. No to the horse medicine. Gerald Holder, FIU College of Medicine.
Guess what we say to the sly fox?
Come on.
No. By the way, the FDA has approved ivermectin way before that Australian study, and it's been used on humans for years.
Exactly. And remember, there's 2 versions. There's one for animals and one for humans. So again, she made a mention of horse medicine, I think is what she said.
What he said.
He said.
He didn't even use the word. She educated him on what the word is. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, the thing is, I want to go right into this next one. I think this is also a very important one. This is also another video. I want you to all get the contents of this video, but this video is also very important as well. So I want to share this really quickly because I know that we're running out of time. Let's see here.
Because the government doesn't want to show.
And in that particular picture.
Through here real quick.
Amen. The government doesn't want to show that the darn vaccine is full of shit.
If you let me show you who aren't vaccinated, let's sounding very Germany. I'm gonna go to a report instead of what the just you used to shop.
Don't get
vaccinated.
She didn't want to take it because of her religious beliefs. She was coerced into taking
They
it.
are not reported because they want to throw it under the mat.
Why are you choosing to blow the whistle? Are you afraid?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm afraid. My faith lies in God and not man. My name is Jody O'Malley, and I'm a master's prepared registered nurse.
Well, first of all, your hospital is run by HHS, correct?
I work for Health and Human Services with Indian Health Services branch for the Native Americans.
These are federal employees.
And we work for the government. So, I mean, the main thing is we have to follow.
I know. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know how much longer I'll be here.
Here.
I know.
Are the policies and administrators coming directly from the federal government?
The problem in here, they are not doing the studies. People that had it, and the people that have been vaccinated, they're not doing any antibody testing.
Now you got this guy in room 4 who got his second dose of vaccine on Tuesday, has been short of breath. Okay, now his BNP is elevated, D-dimer elevated, ALT, all his liver enzymes are elevated. His PTINR is elevated.
Myocarditis.
Yes.
Oh, this is bullshit.
And then let's see.
Probably myocarditis due to the vaccine.
Right.
But now they're not going to blame the vaccine.
Well, and you know what? But he has an obligation to report that, doesn't he?
Oh,
it happened, right? What is it? 60 days after? Have you seen anything?
They have got to.
But how many people are reporting?
They are not reporting.
Right.
Because they want to shove it under the mat.
In this instance with Dr. Gonzalez, what patient was she referring to, or without saying?
She was referring to that patient that had congestive heart failure.
And in that particular patient's case, it was not reported.
No.
I'm going to have to transfer you to another hospital. We don't have cardiologists here. And what you're developing is like a congestive heart failure. Okay? And that's not good. I don't know where this is coming from. On July 29th, you had the first COVID vaccine. And August 19th, you had the second. You don't have COVID. Okay? But you have got a lot of symptoms, and you're developing congestive heart failure.
Were there other instances that they didn't report?
Oh, I've seen dozens of people come in with an adverse reaction.
Was one of the ones you saw a 15-year-old with blood clots?
Yeah, so I was just covering a nurse. He's in here with bilateral PEs, but he's fine. And I'm like, okay. So he wasn't on oxygen or anything like that. And I said, was he vaccinated? And then she's like, I don't know. So then I looked in the chart, and he had the Pfizer vaccine at the end of July, and he was due for his second dose. So this is essentially 2 to 3 weeks later. Most likely cause of hypoxia, unusual PE at this age. Unclear etiology. They don't know why he got it.
So how do we know that the blood clots, or how do you know that the blood clots are a result of the COVID vaccine?
Because this is a 15-year-old, normal weight, healthy child. No reason for him to have a blood clot.
It's a shame they're not treating people. I know. Like they're supposed to, like they should. And I think they want people to know.
And how many have you seen that have gotten vaccinated here?
That got sick and side effects? A lot.
A lot.
Have you seen it too? Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, who's writing the nurse report?
Nobody, because it takes over a half an hour to write the damn.
Right.
The CDC website, it says that you're required to report adverse events following vaccinations. Is there a policy at the hospital for reporting these complications?
There's never been any directive sent out on reporting. With this vaccine, we are in stage 3 clinical trials. Hopefully, stage 3 clinical trials is where you gather your data. What the responsibility on everyone is to gather that data and report it. And if we're not gathering that data and reporting it, then how are we going to say that this is safe and approved for use?
How come after 18 months we haven't had any research? Isn't that fishy to you?
It does. It is.
It's super fishy.
Not It hasn't been done. It hasn't been published.
It hasn't probably been done because the government doesn't want to show that the darn vaccine is full of shit.
What does she mean by full of shit?
It's not doing what its purpose was.
And what is Dr. McGee saying in that video?
He's trying to defend the vaccine.
Why would he do that?
Because that's his view on it. His view is get the vaccine, it's science, right? If we all just get it, this will all be over with.
Such a bunch of bullshit. And what do we do?
I don't know. But there's so much I want to blow up.
So much. How do we do that?
Like, Project Detox.
Why are you choosing to blow the whistle? It's not what a lot of people would do. They're scared, they're afraid.
What prompted me to do this was when I was house supervisor one night, and one of my coworkers had taken the vaccine and she didn't want to. She had went throughout this entire pandemic working in the intensive care unit. Pretty much was a COVID unit.
Yeah, it's really sad. She had just come back from surgery from leave 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks, and then got her first dose of vaccine after surviving this entire pandemic.
She didn't want to take it. She didn't want to take it because of her religious beliefs. And she was coerced into taking it. And it's like, nobody should have to decide between their livelihood, being a part of the team in the hospital, or take the vaccine. Now we're just making people take it, and then there's reactions to it, and then you have a medication that has been shown effective and surely has no adverse reactions for trying it.
Did Dr. Bagua talk to you about prescribing ivermectin for?
Not a lot of the facility.
And so physicians can't prescribe off-label use medication here?
Not for COVID. They did it with hydroxychloroquine, and it was really bad, and so they are not allowing it right now.
She said, yes, I would agree to write for this because she's not contraindicated. And
Dr. Bagua said that?
Yes.
I am stuck. I am told you are absolutely not to use it under any circumstances whatsoever for somebody with COVID unless you don't want to have a job. I am not going to lose my job.
Damn.
They were not allowing.
I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to stop it right there.
Wow.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. We can't hear you.
These big bad wolves are trying to bully our people into submission.
Right.
And these sly foxes are talking smooth and slick. But look, I just want to applaud those who went behind the scene on that last video, Sister Kalila, because obviously they were not afraid of the big bad wolf.
Yes. And the thing is about, going back to religion, I'm pretty sure the person that passed away, her colleague, who was fighting tooth and nails about not getting the vaccination. I don't want it. It's my religion, and probably never had a vaccination if it's a religion like ours, because we don't believe in vaccinations. So she may, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, but she probably never received a vaccination, and that probably was the first and last vaccination.
That she took.
So family, let it be crystal clear to you that there's some big bad wolves out there that will try to bully you into making decisions.
Right.
And there are some slick, sly foxes that will give you misinformation, all to just promote an ongoing campaign. You heard it and you saw it for yourself, dear family. And so I just want us to really think about those things. And I know Maya had a question in the chat about
Right.
Regeneron.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Brother Tony.
Yeah. Her question is, what is regeneration infusion against COVID-19? She says, my daughter had COVID 2 weeks and she refused to get the vaccine, but wants to get the regeneration infusion. Regeneron, infusion. Have you heard about it?
Well, we'll just say this much, that Regeneron actually is a pharmaceutical company, and they've developed a therapy. They're a biotechnology company, and they bring these new medicines in and they get them patents. And Regeneron, they called that one of those therapeutic things. If you remember around the time when Donald Trump contracted COVID, it was either going to be using Regeneron or the what was the name of the one he actually ended up using? It
started with the M.
It was experimental, right?
I forget the name of the one the president actually ended up using.
Right.
But remember, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us way back in July that there are already 14 therapies that have been developed that could treat COVID-19. So we're going to do some more research on that, and we're going to bring some information, maybe even a special guest to go deeper into it. But it is one of those therapies that is being described as something that can directly and with success, from what some of us have heard as well too. It was developed for something else, but through this biotech company, they find out that it does great against COVID.
Well, Brother Lyle, I have a personal success story.
Mm-hmm.
My biological brother called me up yesterday. He told me that at his job, his supervisor is now telling him, when are you going to get the vaccine? When are you going to get the vaccine? And he feels bullied. He feels pressured. I told him, stand your ground. They're not mandating that on you. And even if they do, go and claim whatever exemption you can. Religious exemption. My brother suffered from asthma early in his life. And it took him well up into his 20s, he wasn't able to shake off asthma. Hey, there's medical exemption right there. Go and talk to your medical professional. Claim whatever exemption you can. Don't allow yourself to be bullied by a fox. Sorry, not by a fox, but by a wolf. And don't be, spoken to, and don't allow yourself to be spoken to in a particular way. Like, hey, did you get the vaccine? It's good for you. Like you could, be immune from COVID, right? Yeah. No, don't allow that fox to put that in your ear, because that's not what the fox does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they both have the same purpose, not to kill you.
And the thing is, I actually had a friend like that just recently. All in my inbox was like, hey, I know you're on this anti-campaign of not getting vaccinated. I just want to let you know that, as your friend, I really love and I really want you to be, right. And I want your family to be safe. And when it starts with you, Kalila, you have to get vaccinated so you can, have your family safe from getting COVID. And I'm like, listen, I done told you that I'm not getting the vaccination. I don't understand why we're having this conversation again. If you love me, you will understand my stance. Listen, I already told you I'm not getting it. But I'm just saying, and I know so many people that are dying from not getting the vaccination. And I know so many people who has gotten the vaccination who has also died. So right now we at a draw. You have a great day, and I'm going to have a better one because I did not take it and you did. I said,
Stand your ground award.
Are you
Stand your ground award?
Are you working with the pharmaceutical? Are you getting paid? Am I getting pumped?
Sis Kalila, speaking of working with the pharmaceutical, Sly Fox Award of the Week.
Sly.
Sly. You know what? it's a split. It's a split.
Is it this one?
We have a
you know
picture.
what? Oh, remember Dr. Holder was talking about family, that they would possibly combine that, and we told you that months ago. And look what they got. Flu and COVID vaccine equity day. What is this? What they're playing it so
Wait,
cheap.
can I say it in Spanish, Brother Lyle?
Say it in Spanish, brother.
¿Qué?
So what I was referring to was,
Oh my gosh.
look, for those who found out, all of a sudden, this Sly Fox Award, right? Got to go to President Biden and the European Union.
Come on.
All of a sudden, once they became to realize to read the date, that there are hundreds of millions of vaccines that are about to expire in December.
Let's talk about
all
that.
Of a sudden, they came out today and said, we have a great humanitarian offer we're going to make. We're going to donate 500 million vaccines to underdeveloped countries as a show of support that we're in. And we're calling on you. They're getting rid of their vaccines that are about to expire because they've reached the limit of those of us in the US of A who've made their decision. You don't see no vaccine lines no more. Sly Fox.
Brother Lyle, it's just in the state of Oklahoma itself, when much of our indigenous family is there. When they took the vaccine over there, what did our indigenous family do? Like, we heard that story before.
Right.
And the mass majority
of
them did not take it. Like,
Trail of tears for those of y'all who didn't do no research.
So then when that happened, like, we all of a sudden have all these vaccines available to everyone.
Now listen, let me go back. Let me go right. Stay on your ground. Stay on your ground. But I want to remind people, we're talking about a very serious situation. That person that was discussing in that interview, she was heartbroken because she's frontline. She's seeing this stuff up and close and personal.
Right.
And so as a result, you're seeing the traumatic effects that it's having on her and the people that she loves. But as we're talking about this, I just got to keep bringing this up. We're all about solutions.
That's right.
So there's a lot of solutions out there. But before you decide, right, what solution that you want to take, just make sure that you're doing the research and stop letting people bully you into taking or doing something that you are not comfortable with. That woman was in tears. Why? Because she felt bullied. Why? Because it's somebody else's agenda that is being pushed. And because, people are being threatened with their jobs, they're being threatened with other things. This is the reason why the Sister Khalil is saying, stand your ground. We're bringing you solutions. But the solution to this COVID-19 is not to just roll over and just allow, things into your body.
Right.
It's about understanding what is really the plan here. And I won't go in any further there, people. I won't. I digress. But I'm going to tell you right now, listen, find the right solution that's going to keep you healthy and here and not disabled or maimed or hurt or sick or dead. Right? Take a stand for your life, and you only get one. Why would you give it to them? And when I say them, those that are pushing an agenda, that's not about you personally. That's the point. They're like when they talk or when they speak, here's what they're saying. Well, 15%, 20% of the people died, or 30% of the people died, or 10%. Would you like to be a part of that percentage? Would you like your family to be a part of that percentage? So again, when you're hearing these interviews, go back to what's the best solution for me that's going to keep me healthy, strong, and here. Again, we're not going to live forever, but why take yourself out sooner than you're supposed to be? I mean, hello? Anyway, all right. I'll stop. I'm off my rant.
You're on point.
we're gonna move on because and
move on.
listen,
On point.
we got so much content. We didn't even show you all the stuff that we have, but we got to move on. All right. So
let's go.
Yes.
Solutions. Y'all
Solution.
gonna make me lose. How many of y'all lost your mind during COVID? I mean, now let's
I
had
had
self
a
check.
couple cray moments.
Right, come on, let's do an
I had a
honest
couple
self check.
cray moments.
How many of y'all had some episodes right now? Either from being in the house and not being able to do it, or from being scared to death, or being too close to people that you need a break from, or y'all went through some stuff, right?
Yes.
Right? Now another thing,
That's
how many of y'all picked up a couple other persons during COVID-19? Let's be honest. I mean, that walk with you all the time, because sometimes we eating, we're not here, and we're not exercising, and then all of this pandemic could have really taken you and I out of balance. So as a solution, family, remember, it's not just medicine. Why
No,
are you
it's
just
not.
looking toward medicine? So mental and physical balance, right? You have to implement it. And how do we achieve it? Because that's a solution.
Well, brother, you got a wonderful this is a wonderful gift that I would love to share from your group, Brother Lau, that started with the mental as well as the physical ramifications of getting well and doing it with ease. And I would like to just share this article as well as, just share some highlights if it will allow me to get it up. If it will allow me if it'll allow me to be great.
It can't stop you from being great.
Yeah, I'm telling you
down for a minute, but
listen, I want. Well, why, Sister Kalila, why are you pulling that up? I mean, again, on the mental and physical piece. I mean, I don't know about you, but just going for a walk, right, outside for about 30 minutes does a ton. Just walk and just let your mind go. Let all the troubles go. Sometimes you just go take a walk, or if you're like us in Florida, you can go towards the beach and just sit and just take a book, just relax, or go take your bike, go to the park, go ride around in the park, just do something, get some personal time. You don't always have to be up under somebody, right? Go take a moment. You know what I mean? Go take a moment. No, I'm very serious.
Change the environment.
Just you got it right. Change your environment, and sometimes you just need some alone time just to get your mind together. Outside, not in the house. Got to get outside. You can't stay in the damn house. Sorry, I didn't mean to say damn, but don't stay in the house all the time.
In the darn house.
Get out. In the
doggone house.
We need some breaks sometime.
Get out.
Get
right.
a break.
Relax. Yes. Anyway, okay.
So it's spinning, but as it spins,
as the world turns.
But solutions, as it spins, Sister Kalila, I help out on this piece just to know, or just about ready there. But remember, family, we told you it's the comorbidities that we need to focus on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If we deal with our comorbidities, family, we will be solution oriented toward building our immune systems and keeping ourselves unaffected or able to conquer whatever may be dealing with us, family. But otherwise, we're going to lose our mind up in here.
It has to do with changing our habits. If we're not reading enough, it's time to read. Some of us like novels. Some of us, like myself, I like reading about history and spiritual matters and things of that nature. Change the environment. Sometimes the environment isn't just getting up and leaving somewhere. It's just feeding our minds with some positive things that we absolutely love, rather than feeding into all the negativity that we might say on the news, things that we may constantly hear from other people. It's time to change the environment, not just here, but also right here.
well, Brother Lau's group and his brothers actually changed their mind, body, and soul. And here we go.
To weight
All
loss
right, come on.
to discussions about men. A Miami nonprofit has relaunched its effort to get Black men healthier, both physically and mentally.
As NBC6's Kim Wen reports, it's a need the nonprofit says was brought to light by the pandemic.
Inhale. Exhale.
Once a week,
Breathe.
this classroom in Miami turns into a safe space for breathing, stretching, and getting still.
Yoga really centers you. And so that's what we are about, centering our community.
For the past 2 years,
Switch hands, strap in the left hand.
Gordon Eric Knowles has been teaching yoga to men in the Circle of Brotherhood, a Miami nonprofit mostly made up of Black men dedicated to community service. Knowles says shortly after the yoga classes started, they had to stop for more than a year because of COVID.
The world came to a stop, and a lot of us didn't know what to do.
The yoga classes, now relaunched, are just one part of the nonprofit's new health and wellness initiative.
When you go out into our community and you look at the conditions, whether they be violence, whether it be economic oriented, family oriented, they all tie back to health and wellness.
Brother Lyle Muhammad, executive director of the nonprofit, says the goal is to get Black men healthier physically and mentally.
The emergency room is our doctor's appointment. We don't check out ourselves the way we need to check out ourselves. I was one of those men because I hadn't had a physical in double-digit years.
A reality, he says, that came to light during the pandemic.
It really took the cover and the blanket off of the real health issues, particularly in the Black community.
Along with weekly yoga, the group holds Saturday exercise classes and Thursday night aerobics. Tuesday nights, the focus is on mental health.
If we're not healthier, I don't care what comes, we're going to be suspect to.
The nonprofit also partners with local health clinics and with the Professional Firefighters Association for 42-day fat loss camps.
From day 1 to day 42, the goal is to lose 20 pounds while getting healthier as well.
The new initiative has helped members like Kildare Berry, a former professional basketball player who started yoga after hip replacement surgery.
It helped me greatly because I want to say maybe 3-4 months after, you couldn't even tell that I had surgery because of the stretching exercises, the yoga.
For Knowles,
Inhale, press it up. Press the feet forward, shoulders back, exhale.
the classes are about much more than just stretching and exercising.
It's really a spiritual journey because it's not just the actual movement, but it's an awakening for yourself.
In Miami, Kim Wen, NBC6 News.
One time for our brother.
Oh, by his grace, family. You know, for his grace. And you can do your part too, family. You can do it in your home. You can get on your yoga mat in your home. You can start by watching videos. You can look, those of you who are close to individuals that want to do recreation or recreating life-giving activities, family, you must start tomorrow.
That's right.
Doing something for your mental health and physical well-being.
That's right.
You know what, Brother Lau, I don't think they should start tomorrow. They need to start tonight.
Why, Sister Kalila? What they doing?
Because they ain't doing nothing.
Take out your planner.
Look,
and start planning it right. Start planning out your day tomorrow. Create the change you want to see. It ain't going to happen through osmosis.
Not tomorrow. You listen. God is not promised tomorrow. It's not. You're not promised tomorrow.
That's real.
At least you can say, God, I did some sit-ups.
Come on.
For the body that you gave me.
Shout out to Maya. Maya says she joined the wellness program last week.
There you go.
Come on.
Get it in.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's real.
Right. What are y'all doing to stay healthy and keeping your sanity? Those of y'all who are in the chat right now.
Absolutely. Good job. You got to. And it's so beautiful that you mentioned that, because I just got my genetic test back, and it was very alarming. The results that I got, but they were needed simply because I needed to know what I have to do going forth.
Mama.
And I actually going to be for those of you who do not know, I am a life coach, and I am going to be actually sharing my results on my on live Monday at 6 o'clock on
You have that flyer. You should pull that flyer up, Sister Kalila.
I shouldn't.
Come on.
Listen, yes, because I really want everybody to know that this is really important. And if you all are not aware about your DNA is very important, because this basically tells you what is going on before you assume that this is what you need. And you can never assume what you need without knowing what your DNA is.
Come
Your
on.
DNA is
All right,
very
now.
important. That's your lifeline to
Right,
your reality.
right.
I don't care how many
right.
what you call it, those crash course diets that some of us have, and all of these things that that we assume that is going to work because my cousin, a lost sister, that person, she was she really did something really good, so I'm gonna do it because she did it, and she looked real good. And yeah, that's basically no, that's not how it works.
Ghetto science, y'all, has its place, but now let's keep it real, y'all.
Yeah, let's just keep it.
Ghetto science is, oh, she looks better. He looks better.
Right. So we're not doing that. We want to definitely be found being dutiful and being called knowing yourself, and not looking at somebody on Facebook saying that, oh girl, she lost that weight taking those pills, and now now you're trying to follow her because your DNA of course is not like her DNA. Ain't no possible way. Your DNA is like her DNA. So let's deal with facts. You got to really deal with the facts. So with that being said, I'm trying to pull it up. I'm kind of nervous, because I really don't show myself,
But
as much.
but it's so beautiful, and that's another beautiful light, family. What Sister Kalila's doing. Look, family, she's letting her light shine.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And see, if you don't let your light shine, you'll get depressed.
That's right.
And not only is she letting her light shine, but her light shining is giving life to other people.
That's right.
And so, break it down to them one more time, Sister Kalila.
Yeah, so basically, I am going over my genetic testing, and I'm going to actually basically say they're back. I have them right here. They're right underneath here, and I'm studying them, and these are it. And I'm going to talk about them because most of my genetic testing, I'm going to probably say, and I'm just going to be just clear and transparent. My DNA is basically the majority of Black women. And you will see when I start discussing it and start talking about it, you'll be like, you know what? I'm having these problems. My weight is going up and down. I don't understand why I eat healthy and then I'm not getting the results that I need. Well, it's because of your DNA. And I will be discussing this on the 27th at 6 o'clock. And please, it says 5 o'clock, but that's Central Time. But 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live. Please join me. You can go on to my Facebook page, which is Life Works with Kalila. And that is Life Works with Kalila. And we're going to just be we're just going to be dealing with some very hardcore realities that are going on in our life. Okay.
Awesome work, Sister Kalila. And you all know, now I got to say this, family. I got to say this, Sister Kalila, when you were talking about how important what you're doing is for our Black women, our sisters. There is more stuff in our way and more pain in our life that will not allow us to move forward until we participate in forums and have opportunities like what Sister Kalila is providing us. Because again, remember, family, a lot of things that we experience, we blame ourselves on because we don't know the root of them.
That's
And
right.
once we put things in their proper place, life takes off. I salute you, Sister
That's
Kalila,
right.
for loving on our people
right.
like that.
And right now, I salute Sister Michelle for staying on. She's staying on the platform, but she got to go and take care of some stuff.
Told you we soldiers.
That's right.
She's doing this for her family. Come on,
gotta
come
make
on,
it
Sister
happen.
Michelle.
listen. This is real. What Sister Kalila has said is very, very real. And I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, whatever we need to do for our mental stability, whatever we need to do, knowing our DNA, knowing all the things that we need, it's important. Because if you don't know what's causing things that are happening in your body, that is a problem. And so Kalila has offered, her services, and just check her out. But, I just implore everyone to just make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay healthy, because this is where we are right now. It is what it is.
And may I say this? That is knowing your levels.
Right.
That is knowledge of self. You do the 411 on your body and what you should be doing for your body relative to what you find out about it.
Right.
And so I salute you, Sister Cleveland.
Praises be to Allah. And with that being said, we're gonna move on because we're gonna stop talking about me. I get like
what 10 minutes to hour? Come on,
right. We're gonna go right real quick
boy.
into the
Wow.
next topic. International news.
International news.
Wow, family, seems like some of the same stories, just different days,
right,
and different years. And we chose to focus on our children,
right?
In terms of international news, as our brothers and sisters are watching what's going down on the Texas border, that's children down there,
right?
And by the way, Brother Lyle,
yes, sir.
Those are children that are being blamed for the spread of COVID-19, according to the Texas governor. Children, and that's just part of the pandemic of irresponsibility, the pandemic of misinformation, the pandemic of blaming that we continue to experience. It's really the unraveling of America, and we keep experiencing this with all this news coming out.
Right. I just want to put some facts into the record for what we're watching down in Texas. Worldwide right now, we have 22.5 million refugees. Mm-hmm. Half of them are children. Half of them are children. And so when we begin to see children, what would make a man or a woman drag their children?
My God.
Through death-defying circumstances to seek a better way of living, and what would make a people not give children who didn't ask to be put here in this situation? And I bring this up right now because the sly fox that we were talking about is playing on all of our sentiments right now concerning children, because they're even going to use these situations to try to vaccinate our children who are here in America,
right?
And try to vaccinate our children that are around the world at these refugee camps. Mark my word right now, watch them start offering vaccine for some temporary staying status. Mark my word, they're going to say, if you allow us to vaccinate your children, we'll allow you to have this privilege or that privilege. And allow them right now, as they begin the most massive campaign ever to inoculate children from a virus that they are already 97% safe from.
Brother Lyle, and of course, here we have again the wolf and the fox. Biden talking big and bad, sometimes blaming the unvaccinated for spread, telling us we've been very patient with you. using that kind of
goodness,
language.
yeah.
Now, who does he send to deal with the situation, with the exposure of how our family down there in Texas, how they're being mistreated? Kamala Harris and the vice president. Why? Because Biden is very strategic. Biden, being the white president, he'd rather have this black woman,
right,
Kamala Harris, go and now be the mouthpiece of how horrible these families are being mistreated. But we really don't see any practical solution to the problem being implemented, and there is no solution being implemented.
I'll say this last thing on my part because I know we are moving at lightning speed. That I just want to read some numbers into the record because we want you to see this attack on our children. Right now, for example, there are more than 1 million children refugees in Uganda. There are more than nearly 700,000 in Myanmar. More than 800, nearly 850,000 in Ethiopia. 208,000 in Egypt. The Sudan. My goodness, when you look at the outbreak and the fighting that's going on there, 2.1 million, and this is over the years. And we can go on with Syria, Bangladesh, Lebanon. Michael Jackson said it best when it comes about how our children are being treated right now. They don't really care about us.
They don't really care about us.
Yeah.
My God.
That is the truth. But also too, even in international news, I just want to bring up, family, that there's still protests going on in Australia, even with this earthquake that came through, which was a natural disaster. They're still protesting over there in Australia. So just want to throw that out there. It's still going on.
In Cuba, by the way, family, if you haven't heard yet, Cuba actually has the only COVID-19 vaccine that has gone through all of the trials and proven safe for children. Yet, I bet you none of those Cuban vaccines will be used in this mass inoculation plot and plan we're about to see.
Obviously not. Big issue.
Brother Lyle, it goes back to our health. And like the ones that suffer the most are our children. I want to read a statistic right here. When we're dealing with India in particular and China, the amount of fast food that has entered into China and India for the past couple of decades has been enormous. Together, India and China contribute to 15% of the world's obesity in children.
My God.
Wow.
And so when we had the Delta variant that ravaged through India, the images that we see of children in hospitals, we were obese. And so we cannot take on our enemy's diet. We cannot take the West's diet because we see this fast food diet is having a detrimental effect on us here and abroad. There is I'm gonna make this very brief because right now we're coming on the hour, but I want everyone to check out this book. Sister Kalila, if you could bring it up.
Absolutely.
There is a book entitled, there's a classic book entitled Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And this primarily deals with a study of Polynesian people after they were introduced to a Western diet. And after a couple of decades, you're talking about people that in many cases lived past 100 years. Now they degenerated to now dying in their 40s and now having just their teeth, their dental work was just horrible, much worse than what is experienced in the West when we consume too much sugar and other foods that are not good for us. So I want to recommend that book to everyone, done by an anthropologist. We have the name on there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I missed the name.
Yes, that's Weston A. Price. That's who that is,
Weston
Brother Tony.
A. Price. There he is.
And the beautiful thing, that Brother Tony, I don't know if he shared this, but you can actually download that book for free.
Yes,
I actually, once he sent me the link, I actually took the opportunity and actually downloaded it. And here it is. It's 100.
It's a free download. Take your
Yeah,
time to read
free
it.
download. And these are studies. You hear them talking about test studies, but this is studies.
This is not conspiracy. This is not a trick conspiracy theory type of thing. This was done by anthropologists. Taking time to study. Like what these Polynesian people, they're dropping like flies all of a sudden. What's happening? Their teeth are looking crazy. What's happening? It's the diet that they took on.
It reminds me of the nigger bird. Y'all don't know about the nigger bird. The nigger bird.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
Oh, the nigger bird. Oh, y'all don't know about the nigger bird? Look,
no.
Nigger bird real quick, right? Y'all remember there was a time you tried to sneak up on a bird and they would just fly away and just be. The nigger bird act a little different, right? Y'all ever seen a seagull, right? A seagull is supposed to eat food from the sea, right? Why are they hanging out at McDonald's, right? And I seen a seagull swoop down and take a, girl had fast food chicken box, take a piece of chicken out of her hand.
Stop it. Stop.
A seagull,
No, stop
right?
it.
I'm just saying, right? Look, right. Remember, niggers were made. Niggers were made.
Man-made.
Right? And our ill health,
right.
our ill health is a part of us being made into other than gods.
Yes,
Dang, Brother Loud. Dang.
Sister Michelle, I know you know about this. Sister Michelle, I know you know about this. New York pigeons function in a whole other way.
They
you can't scare them.
They bop.
The
birds
a
bop,
whole
y'all.
nother species. They're something else. You don't want none of them New York pigeons.
Yeah.
They're tough. Yeah, they'll take you on.
Protect our children, family. Please protect our children.
Absolutely. You know how I feel about the babies, Brother Loud. You know how I feel about the babies. Don't mess with the babies, okay? Don't mess with the babies. All right. So what we got? So
what we got going on? What we got going on?
What we got?
Okay, so the next, so Brother Loud, are we ready?
Oh, we're gonna close them out with the tree of the week.
The tree of the week.
The tree of the week. The tree of the week. Right. We're gonna leave you with the tree of the week, there, family. And guess what the tree of the week is this week, family?
Come on.
They're called cell salts.
What?
Cell salt, right?
Cell salt?
Right. I'm telling you, what a beautiful, beautiful science and technology. I used to be an athlete and play a little ball in college.
No.
You watch these people fall out all over the place with cramps and they're cramping up and all of that. It wasn't until after college where I ran across a colleague, true stories, out at a park just playing around and caught a real bad cramp. He gave me some salt water. And I tell you no lie, in 30 seconds, the cramps were gone. And that really got my interest because you see people trying to stretch and do all this, but it got me to doing some investigation, family. And we just want to introduce you to cell salts. There are natural things that are in the cells of human beings. And these 12 cell salts, if there's a deficiency or an attack on the body, there's a deficiency in one of these 12 cell salts or a combination, and you can restore your health and your balance by understanding how cell salts work and what they are. So
I like that, Brother Loud. Come on.
Me too.
Right? So as we introduce you to this, just want to give you a quick definition of cell salts so you can just kind of work with them from that vantage point. Now, how are cell salts beneficial? Cell salts can be taken for a wide range of illness and health conditions, from colds, headaches, and stress to digestive issues, congestion, allergies. They can also help with emotional and mental health issues. Right?
Okay.
And so,
okay.
When you study these 12 cell salts, they things that are already in our body, like calcium fluoride. And do we have the list up on the
Yes.
Okay,
it's right here.
Okay, excellent. And so what we're saying, family, is if the human body is attacked, it's attacked at the cellular level.
Mm.
If
Very
we
true,
can
very true.
protect ourselves at the cellular level, then we can defend ourselves before our systems of cells become under attack and become susceptible to something such as a COVID-19. And so, lastly, if we could just read them into the record so that they have them. Are they pulled up?
Yes. Can you see them?
No, not yet,
not.
Sister Kalila. Not
You
yet.
don't see them? Oh,
ma'am.
No, no,
hold on.
ma'am.
Let me get out of it and come back in. Hold on.
Okay.
Woo.
And so, remember, family, these are things that they don't cause adverse reactions, because you got too much of it, your body automatically eliminates them. But knowing yourself on a cellular level is a whole nother kind of defense. So you got calcium fluoride, you have calcium phosphate, you have calcium sulfate, you have ferrous phosphate, you have potassium chloride, potassium phosphate, potassium sulfate, magnesium phosphate, sodium chloride, that's the salt, right? Sodium phosphate, and also sodium sulfate. And lastly, silica. Stay right there for a minute, which is a very interesting one, because it really helps with the hair, the skins, the nails, being weak. And it's a detoxing element as well. And it even lends toward building one's confidence on a
Look at that.
I like it.
level.
All
On
right,
a
Brother
cellular
Lau.
level.
Yeah, Brother
So,
Lau.
do research on
Dropping
cell
the
salts.
tree of the week. All right, Brother Lau. Now listen,
Brother,
now, wait a
Lau,
minute now.
we need some for right up here. Some
Well,
of
wait.
that
But hold on.
I like mine, brother.
Before we go any further, where can they find this cell salt? Okay, because
Right.
I'm sure they asking that question.
Right. Go to any natural health food store and ask the proprietors and managers there to give you information. Now, I've seen cell salts. They come in these little kits, and I mean, they're real little tiny things. You just pop them in your mouth. They even really kind of just dissolve and go right into your system. But look at a lot of homeopathic practitioners use cell salts with their patients. So if you have a homeopathic store in your neighborhood, but make sure, as we always tell you, family, please know that every human being is different and things work different.
That's right.
We're telling you to do your own leveling up and investigation before you start just taking stuff.
And it's so funny that you mentioned this, because Sister Pauline, which is also one of our beautiful sisters, she offered this to me.
Wow.
I don't know if you all see this.
Yep, sure can.
Coccinum.
But it's one of these little capsules, right? It's very expensive too. But I was noticing in the capsules, when you were mentioning that, Brother Lau, it's salt in here.
Wow.
So it may be some cell salt in these, but what it does, it's for body aches, headaches, fever, chill, and fatigue.
My.
Yes, I've seen that product at Whole Foods, by the way.
Yeah, and this is all natural.
Right, and I have that too. I've used that.
Brother Lyle,
it works.
There is a question, I believe, about what you were talking about, my brother. Sister Maya was asking, how do you prepare it?
Well, when I get them, they're already prepared. I get them from the kits that are already made, but they are things you can make in your home. They do have kits that they sell when you can literally make your own cell salts in your home.
So they can find that, you said, at any natural health store or Amazon. Can they purchase it off Amazon? Do you know?
Well, I mean, Amazon sell everything in their grandmama.
I know,
so I know
right?
You can find some cell salt on Amazon.
Right. Kim was like, I just left Whole Foods. I know, girl. I'm in Whole Foods every other day. They get the whole check. Anyway, I digress.
They call Whole Foods.
This whole your whole check. But all right. So Thank you, Brother Lau. That was wonderful. Well, listen, we are overtime. But
Wow.
we hope, we hope and pray, like we always say, that you have taken something from what we have provided. Again, remember, family, this is a labor of love. We do it because we care. We're always thinking about how we can bring more solutions to the table because we know, right? We know what is happening. Besides any vaccination, inoculation, it's really about your health. Family, we gotta get our health back in check. We gotta do what we need to do to become more healthier. Regardless if there's a pandemic or not, if your body is weak and you're eating the wrong foods and you're doing the wrong things and there's a lot of stress or negative thinking going on, you will fall prey to anything that comes through, right?
Right.
So just remember, family, we're bringing you solutions, but we're basically really trying to tell you, you got to learn how to eat to live. And I know this is clearly out of the book. There you go.
Double barrel shotgun.
Exactly.
Shot number one, shot number two.
And how to eat and live.
After you're done with one, then you get two.
Then you go to two.
And you don't have to wait 8 months.
No.
That's right. Exactly.
You get them both at the same time, but take your time to read one and then read the other.
Right.
And implement it. Put it into practice.
That's right.
Put it into practice. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, I just want to thank the audience. I want to thank the 7th Reading Coalition foot team that's helping in the comments in the area. I want to thank everyone's comments. You know, again, we got Kim out there. We got Sonia out there pumping it out. Of course, Sister Dawn, our trooper in the chats. Who else we got in there that I miss? Maya.
Maya.
See?
Yeah, Keisha got you holding it down out there as well, too.
Keisha holding it down.
Sister Sonia holding it down.
That's it. Come on. And listen, and you know what I always like to say, you like it, share, but if you missed this or some of it, go back or share it with somebody and put hashtag replay.
That's right.
Hashtag replay. And then share it out.
And for our dear brother, the Pfizer.
That's right.
There you go.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
No, toma
I don't
Kool-Aid.
care what color it has to be. Don't listen.
Don't believe the hype.
Right. Don't believe the hype. Because you know what? Just because of that comment is the reason why, right? We need to be conscious. You don't just drink whatever somebody gives you.
Right. And that's knowledge.
Okay. And you don't, that's
knowledge.
right. And you don't take anything that anybody gives you. Okay. So we're gonna leave it there. Again, it's been a pleasure. I didn't get to start in the beginning. So, you know, I'm your moderator, and I came in a little late moderating, but
that's all right.
Life is happening.
Just in time, sis.
Listen, life is happening, and listen, and you know what? And family called, and I had to answer. So I pray that you all forgive me, but I pray that you take this, share it, like it, give it to somebody, and I pray that we've done something or said something to save your lives. So, Brother Lau, you know what I do. I hand it over to you, brother, and you pass the baton, and then we close out.
I tell you, dear family, I think we really covered a lot tonight. Go back and parse it. Do everything that we already told you to do, family. But it's about implementation now. It's about you taking yourself serious enough. And the last thing I'm going to say is, I'm telling you, family, they are about to come after our children hardcore. Right now, family. It's the soft sell. It's the soft sell. Hey, you should get children vaccinated. The little commercials going on and little Judy saying up, thank you, mommy, for vaccinating me. But it's going to become hardcore. And they may even try to turn children against parents.
They're already doing it, Brother Lau.
They're doing it already.
More on that to be tuned, but I'm just saying, family, protect your children and protect your health. And if you haven't heard from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's Criterion message, we're telling you again.
That's right.
Go back and listen to that message and see where we are today in our world. Love you, family.
You know,
Thank you, Sister Michelle.
I don't know. You look, Brother Lau. Look. I already know it was my turn.
You just look, Sister Kalila. You know what you did? Like you took the baton. Give me that.
You're still holding the mic.
Give me that. Yeah.
But you know, it's all about basically creating legacy. And I want to make my children's children proud of me. And I know I have mentioned this before, but what is your purpose in life? If we have not found that out, that is something I think that we all need to identify. And I know I'm coming around the corner, but I'm bringing it home. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told the believers and those who are listening, you need to take off all your clothes and look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I proud of who and what I'm looking at? I'm paraphrasing. Who and what? And if you don't feel proud about what and who you're looking at, you are petitioned right now at that moment to start changing. Be the light.
Go ahead.
Walk therein. That's my Brother Tony.
All right. How you going to give the mic up to Brother Tony? You just dropped it down.
And she dropped it.
I'm not gonna snatch it. I'm not gonna snatch it.
There you go. There you go.
Here's
the mic.
Brothers and sisters, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. As what we're doing, this is an act of love. We're not getting paid to do this. We're working hard to guide our people to the right information in the midst of so much confusion. We're working hard to save lives. They are coming after our children. Brother Lyle, we had plans on showing this today, but we've run so past the time that we usually go over. But we are going to be covering it, God willing, inshallah, next week. Alberto Carvalho, the superintendent of Miami-Dade Public Schools, came out publicly because the policy had been there, Brother Lyle, Sister Michelle, Sister Kalila, everyone tuning in. The policy had been there, but they didn't announce it until last week about the new COVID policies or guidelines. They're really not guidelines. And so when we go over them, you're going to see that they really make no sense. And so for parents to have their children in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, for those of us that have our children in public schools, pay attention to what policy is and be stern, family. Get informed and do everything you can to protect your children. I'm going to leave it with that. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings.
Walaikum salam. All right, Brother Lyle. Gotta shut it down. Gotta close it out.
There we go. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna say this.
Love y'all, family.